Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today we are going to discuss about hydroelectric power plants. Hydroelectric power plants. As you know students, hydro, what is meant by hydro? Hydro is nothing but the hydrogen. यहाँ पे hydrogen it stands for hydrogen containing oxygen, which means it is the contaminant that is deal with the water or the flow of water. You know student, hydroelectric energy, the kinetic energy of flowing water on the potential energy in the water reservoir, it is a conventional source of energy. In hydroelectric power plant, the potential energy in the water stored in the dam is converted into kinetic energy of a water. First, flowing is brought from a dam to the turbine at the bottom of the dam. The kinetic energy of the flowing water derives the turbine, and the turbine in the turns derive the generator. To generator generate the electricity. As you can see the diagram over here, that first of all we have constructed a dam. Just beside of that one canal is there, throughout which the reserve water start flowing. You know student, whenever height increases, potential energy also increases, and when potential energy increases, the pressure inside the water also start increasing. We have constructed a dam which has a narrow bottom opening, throughout which water came and start transmitting in the reservoir or a river. You know students, the shaft is present at the bottom of the dam, which the blades will be connected to the shaft. Whenever high potential water start flowing down, at that time the water, due to the high pressure, the water hits the blades of the rotator, and the rotator start rotating the blades. Whenever these blades start rotating, so this blade is connected through the external shaft to the generator. The shaft of generator also start rotating due to rotation of the blade, because they are directly connected with each other, as you can see. Now students, the water reservoir with the potential energy hits the water turbine, and the water turbine generate the electrical energy while heating, due to heating of the water. Because whenever high force water is potential energy in the water hits the, means converted into kinetic energy in the flowing water, and the kinetic energy in the flowing water again converted the turbine to rotate. The turbine start rotating and it produces the electrical energy. As you can see on the screen in the picture, that is clearly mentioned how the turbine rotate, how the penstock is there, how the wall of the dam constructed, the slide gates are there, or sluice gates are there, which control the flow of water in the dam to the river. As you can see the students, the advantages of hydroelectric power plant, since no fuel is burned in the hydroelectric power plant, no air pollution due to the combustion of the fuel results. However, in previous case we have studied in the nuclear power plant, natural gas power plant, in which we have to burn the fuel. Because of that, what happened, it create the air pollution due to the combustion of fuels. However, considering the issue like forced migration of a large community, submerging of forest and the fertile land, adverse the effect on living creatures in the river, it is have always been a point to debate whether the hydroelectric is environmental friendly or not. So students, because of that only, sometimes it is taken as a good, sometimes it is taken as a bad. So now on the screen you are able to see the advantages of hydroelectric power plants and the problems associated with it. First advantage is, since no fuel is burned in the hydroelectric power plant generation, there is no pollution resulting from the combustion of fuel. But in the problem we can see the block of water due to the storage of water in the dam may submerge village or the towns in that area. These leads to the problems of rehabilitation, next of displacement population. Moreover, this can also submerge the forest as well as fertile land. Second good advantages, as we can see here, if there is a sufficient water storage in the dam, it is possible to generate electricity as and when necessary. And third is, although water reservoir is used for the power generation or power generation, it can be replenished during rainy season, leading to uninterrupted power generation. As we can see the problem, that obstructions of the flow of the river water may have adverse effect on living world in the river as well. Some major hydroelectric power plants in India are shown on the screen right now, and their capacity is also given in megawatt. So the first is place, second state, and third is capacity. Next, first is Tehari, which is in Uttarakhand, which has a capacity generate to 2400 megawatt electricity. Next is Koyna, which is in Maharashtra, which can be generate 1960 megawatt. Next is Sri Shailam, which is in Andhra Pradesh, which generates 1670 megawatt electricity. And next is Nafta Zakri, Himachal Pradesh, has capacity to generate 1500 electricity. You know student, kinetic energy in the wind has been since long for lifting of water, for driving the floor mill, etc. The wind energy can also be used for electric generation. The machine which converts the kinetic energy of a wind into the electric energy is called as wind turbine. As you can see on the screen, wind strikes the blades of the turbine and the blades rotate. The axial of the turbine is connected to the electric generator through a gearbox. Why so we have using gearbox over here students? Because gearbox यूज़ करने से शाफ्ट जो है मैक्सिमम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करता है और कम एयर का फ्लो कम होने के बावजूद भी नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स वो ज़्यादा लेने में हेल्पफुल होता है. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओनली इट इज़ टेकन एज गियर बॉक्स के साथ में विंड मिल जो है टर्बाइन कनेक्ट किए जाते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन आवर car, battery means car, motorcycle, motor vehicle that we have seen, gear bicycle, as you students, so you know very well gear bicycles and all, in which what we have seen beta gear assembly is there, and that gear assembly helps that whenever you shaft, whenever you drive the paddle at that time with the less force it will be exert a more work. So because of that only we use a gearbox over here. So whenever wind strike to the gearbox, the function of gearbox is to increase the rotation per unit time. Thus the rotating blades drive the turbine and the turbine in the turns drive the generator. As you can see, when generator start rotating, it increase or it create the electrical energy. Various stage in the wind energy generation system can be shown. You know students, windmill kinetic energy of wind is converted into kinetic energy in the turbine which rotates the electrical energy. Wind turbine is the capacity rises from the less than 1 kilowatt to about 7 megawatt, 7000 kilowatt are commercially available depending on the wind velocity available at the site of installation. Wind turbine with a specific capacity in the selected, the wind velocity at the specific location depends on many graphical condition or the graphical factors, whether there is a more there is a region which where the wind flow is more, that portion or that place if you install the windmill, so they are more efficient than that you are installing the windmill at the bottom. You know student, windmill are mostly installed on the top of the mountain. Why so? Because beta, whenever we install the windmills on the top of the mountain, at that time the airflow at the mountain is more than that the airflow at the bottom of the mountain. So because of that only we install the windmills at the top of the mountain. Second, it need only air. So whenever there is a flow of air, it start rotating, it perform its function, and due to its function it generate the electricity, which means there is no any credential criteria to install windmills. Second, some of advantages are also there, some of disadvantages are also there. Students, windmill has more advantages than that of disadvantages, as we have seen in the hydroelectric power plant. Advantages is that it generates electricity as per need. Whenever there is a flow of air, it starts generating the electricity. we can convert it into a various type of work as well. We have not taken windmill as a primary source of generation of electricity only, but with the, when we connect that shaft to the grinding stone, so it act like a grinding mill. When we connected that shaft to the water reservoir, so it act like a water pump, submersible pump, like that. So because of that only it is a advantageable source. And talking about disadvantages, so disadvantages is it need a huge space, having a maintenance, little bit maintenance also having, due to huge height it is not easy to maintain their means the blade should be, or maintenance should be proper. So these are some disadvantages. Second disadvantages is whenever there is a no flow of electricity, at that time the blade stop motion, the motion of the blade gets stopped, and due to stop in the motion of the blade the electricity not generated, which means if there is a flow of air, only and only there is a generation of electricity. If there is a no flow of air or wind, so which means there is no generation of electricity. In the good advantages we can say clearly, that is it do not need any some certain requirement that in hydroelectric we need a potential energy, moreover potential energy reservoir, it get displaced. So that type of construction we don't have here. Installation is easy to install, means not that much easy as well, but as compared to hydroelectric power plant it is much easy. Second is it generate electricity. Third is it is fuel less generation of electricity. So because of that only we can consider over here, due to this we can say that is it is means in because of installation of windmill there is no air pollution, and if there is no air pollution, which means the a windmill is taken as a good source of energy. So because of students, nowadays installation of AC might be increases. Because of that what happened beta, in 2050 we spend 45% of electrical energy in the AC or the rotation of AC only. हम लोग AC इतना ज़्यादा यूज़ कर रहे हैं कि 40% 2050 में हमारे उत्पाद का 45% 40 to 45% हम लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ AC के लिए यूटिलाइज कर लेंगे. सो दैट इज़ वाई टू यहाँ पे हम लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा जो है रिसोर्सेस अवेलेबल करवाने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि फॉसिल फ्यूल्स कम है. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओनली वी आर सीइंग ऑल दिस पॉइंट्स. स्टूडेंट्स, I hope you understand this phenomenon. If you have any doubt regarding to this point, you can ask me in the comment box which is given below. Otherwise, like, share and subscribe. Why so subscribe? Because whenever I'll upload the video, you'll get the notification. For that notification, subscribe.